Oh man. Oh, the season 3 changes. I'm so late. I gotta update the teams on the new weapon changes before. Builds. Just roll the footage. Greetings, miners. I take it you're all well along your way into the company-approved performance pass for this season of work, and just in time. We have yet another looming threat making our jobs much more difficult. Props to the marketing department for another stylish inclusion of a life-threatening incursion into the Hoxian system and our work days. Great work, guys. Anyway, potential breaches of contract aside, the Lithophage is here, and it ain't gonna make our lives any easier. But I'll tell you what will. Builds. Not like new ones quite yet. I'm still working on the material for the new secondaries, but what I can do is fill you in on some recent changes to our other weapons and builds that I've previously relayed to you. Nothing massive has fundamentally changed, but I feel it's important to keep on top of the stuff for you guys, so without any more stalling, here we go. Starting with Driller's Arsenal, let's discuss the alterations made to the new models of the EPC sidearm. The power cells we used on them before made pairing high charge and heat buildup a big no-no, but the new ones are capable of doing both now. Both Flying Nightmare and Hot Plasma in Tier 5 have been combined to create Burning Nightmare. This upgrade will function exactly as both separate ones did in the past, allowing for much more versatility. Any build that I mentioned in previous videos that used either of the old mods will now be using this mod instead. Pretty simple. Your tactics won't change at all, but you will always have the option to either set things ablaze with sustained fire or charge a penetrating shot to clear a line of enemies when convenient. Refer to the respective build which strategy will be most advantageous and efficient with how the rest of the mods and overclock are set up. Here's a quick look at all my current setups that are using Burning Nightmare on screen now. I do want to mention one build in particular though, that being Goo Bomber Nightmare. This build was originally designed to use burning goo with EPC charge shots when I first started using it before my CSP video, but unfortunately the component's heat capabilities were scaled back after initial tests. Now that we have the fire functionality back, I can do what I had originally intended. Fire a charge shot over a line of goo and set it on fire, creating not just a damaging line of corrosive material, but burning corrosive material as an added bonus. Be glad you get access to the new premium gas masks that are actually up to industrial spec this month. I'm sure they'll come in handy. Oh, they also added a new function to Tier 5 due to some clever reverse engineering from R&D on the Drac Plasma Splash modifications, in the form of a new EPC mod of the same name. Plasma Splash will help with dealing with groups of small enemies, ignoring armor to a degree, and even save you a bit of ammo by spreading damage between multiple close targets. I think this can be really helpful if you use it properly. It acts as a less mechanically intensive alternative to Thin Containment Field if using that in the middle of combat isn't really your thing, and if you aren't in need of fire. Try it out and see how you like it. The Sabata also had its Mactera Toxin upgrade in Tier 5 changed to acid tip bullets. This does not, by the way, apply the corrosive effect to targets when shot. It simply does more damage in the form of corrosive, so treat this like a slightly more specialized damage upgrade. Your choice between upgrades in Tier 5 will basically hinge upon whether or not you will be igniting organic targets with your primary to use volatile bullets, or going with corrosive for a less intense but more generalist approach. In my opinion, it's a good change for the Sabata, adding just a bit more general flexibility when you don't want to wait for the burning effect on targets to unload. Little side note before we move on, the Colette's convex lens upgrade actually works now. Somebody had the values wrong for that one when we ordered them in bulk, and well, we'll talk about the microwave pretty soon anyways. Next up, we have changes to a few of the weapons available for scouts. If you want the full notes from R&D about the changes, I suggest you look them up through the appropriate channels or just check the description of this video. I won't be going into excruciating detail, but the Deepcore GK2 assault rifle has been tweaked a little bit and has been made more agile and accommodating for our purposes here on Hoxies 4. This means improvements to ammo capacity, magazine size, damage, as well as some much needed adjustments to the modifications of the weapon. Some have been moved, some have been changed, some have been combined together like Battle Frenzy and Battle Cool, and some have been outright added like with the snazzy new reload speed in Tier 1. What this means for you scouts is that the weapon will perform much more reliably in the field and give you just a bit more sustained damage and flexibility during hectic missions. The AI stability engine and Bullets of Mercy overclocks have been generally improved too. We even took a look into the electrical capabilities of the weapon with the electric reload improvements, allowing shots to stack damage inside targets, in tandem with the OC performing much better now that the gun can reload faster with the tweaks. I mentioned electric reload last for a reason, that being that the research into Aquark-powered electronic components has yielded improvements for the M1000 Classic's electrifying focus shots overclock too. The focus shot shocks will pack a much bigger punch and do more electrical damage over time now. It's very nice if you haven't had a reason to try it yet. Take a look at my old Zapshot build from my first scout video. The supercooling chamber overclock has had its weak point focus shot damage improved too, in exchange for some magazine capacity moving to the total ammo capacity instead. A worthy trade. All this really means is that hitting bugs where it hurts will get you a little more bang for your buck now, especially on those dreadnoughts. In addition, the gas recycling overclock for the Zhukovs has had its armor breaking capabilities boosted considerably. This makes it even better at the run and gun tactics I described in my Drac build video, where I featured it. Alright, and that about covers it for now. Well, almost all of it. Save for the new grenades that just rolled out right into your little friendly fire happy hands. I won't be covering these now because I have a full briefing on our throwables arsenal basically done that I just need to add these new toys to. It is notable to mention that we can now cook the detonation time on Driller's high explosive grenades, making them far more adaptable for your swarm clearing purposes. That video will be coming relatively soon, so in the meantime, try not to hit your crewmates too much, please. Alright, now for some update notes on the lithophage cleanup efforts. After the initial impact and spread, we thought we were going to lose a significant portion of our operational mining zones, but you guys have proven that we have a fighting chance against the stuff, even if it does mean we need to take on a few more extra duties on top of our normal acquisition quotas. Good work so far, by the way. I have a few little tips I've picked up while accompanying cleansing crews. It seems the infective bugs are actually feared by lithofoam, possibly due to a reaction from the parasitic structures inside their bodies. Regardless, it works. It won't kill them, but it's something you can do if you're caught facing a rockpox-ridden Praetorian during a cleanse. The other piece of advice I have for you is to try and bring weapons with blow-through capabilities or area damage that can hit the rockpox spoils from all over infected bugs' bodies, without you having to reposition too much. Accurate weapons can also take care of these with minimal ammo expenditure, but penetrating shots will make short work of them if you know where to fire. Think stuff like blow-through rounds, flamethrowers. You guys know what you're doing, you'll figure it out. For now, it seems the worst infections can be taken care of with methodical and efficient efforts. Just don't let your guard down. The pox larvae and bugs will continue to harass you for as long as you allow the contagion spikes to continue corrupting the cavern. There's been reports of swarms of rockpox-infected bugs amassing and ambushing teams, so the sooner we get rid of the sources, the better. Now, some of you may be wondering what we will be doing about the still present threat of the rivals on the planet during the current fiasco. In that regard, I have good news and bad news. The good news is that our months of fighting them head-on and actively dismantling their operations in the caves have been relatively successful in driving them back. They've been far less active, and I can't imagine the lithophage is making things any easier for them as well, even with them being inorganic and all that. Patrol bots have been noticeably weaker in both speed and weapons power lately, making it a bit easier to deal with them. In other words, they're starting to feel it. The bad news is that they've drawn back and pooled their resources, traveling deeper into the bowels of Hoxie's 4, presumably to rebuild and avoid contact with us. It might look good on the surface, but this might also mean that they are simply waiting for backup, or crafting something even worse in the not-so-distant future for us. Only time will tell, I suppose. What does this mean for the average mining team? You'll be seeing less rivals spread all throughout the surface-level cavern missions that you'll be going on, but you will now also be seeing rival bastions during deep dives and assignment missions. Yes, I know this wasn't the case before, mostly because their presence was so abundant and unavoidable during the incursion and escalation phases. We had no choice but to deal blows to them to get our jobs done. The thing is, we still need to keep the pressure on, and that means that even if there isn't a season reward waiting for you in every data cell and rack you bring home, we still gotta do something about it. Management is making the eradication of particularly active caretakers we find on the shallow scanner ranges a priority, and that means that they'll be part of your normal assignment duties from now on. What did I say about doing too good of a job, guys? The silver lining here is that you'll be rewarded with credits and XP every time you collect a data cell still. So, it's still worth it to go after them. On top of that, we need to be doing scouting research on caretakers that are being built deeper in the crust of Hoxie's. The rivals have never been seen going down this far before, and we can't be sure if they're looking for something or simply trying to avoid us. But the outcome of encounters with caretaker control nexus platforms will always be the same for you. Search and destroy is a specialty of our department these days, and I know you guys can do it. Keep on those deep dives. That brings me to my final subject on the matter. To help you guys deal with the rival threat becoming a more common piece of Hoxian life, I'm going to be doing a full set of briefing videos on their units, behaviors, structures, and weaknesses. I'll also cover the caretakers themselves and some builds I've been having success with over the last few cycles dealing with the barrage of machines during missions. I hope that'll do something to help those of you who bemoan their interruptions on our normal mining operations. Trust me, we didn't invite them. I know. I'll talk to you soon about that, so keep an eye out. Oh, and as a final thing on a less critical note, I'll be doing space rig logs on a roughly bi-weekly frequency on my Patreon page. These will be podcast-like audio posts that include snippets of info about the videos, thoughts on updates and gameplay, or even just musings on community stuff happening around DRG as a whole. If you want to hear my semi-organized ramblings, they'll be waiting for you. In the meantime, I'm getting started on the next chunk of videos because the situation on Hoxie's 4 is getting worse by the day, and we need all the help we can get. I'd like to thank my patrons for helping to support me making these videos. I know I say it a lot, but it's really amazing to get the support from you guys, and I want to make it worth it. Especially since your workplace well-being is at stake most of the time here. Special thanks to Codex, Raging Ripto, Autogyro, Von Boomslaying, Avertictalo, Flagel Blast, A Flying Ostrich, Kalawi21, Sergeant Rattlebones, Steam Stuck Dragon, A Cheese Wizard, Axis Kronos, Thomas Redmayne, Lee Trott, Infraray, I Like Turtles, and the Flannel Man. I hope to see you guys, and everyone else, at twitch.tv/Searvend, and most importantly, out on the field. We got work to do. Rockin' stone, people. Hi. Yeah. No. It's not an emergency. I'm just calling because I just want to ask a quick question. Yeah. So it's about. Well, a team member down here was wondering about potential health risks of getting the sanitation fluid in their mouth. Yes. I know. No, we're supposed to wear the masks. Yeah. I told them. I just need an answer real quick. No, it's not. It's not urgent. Okay, no, don't call anybody. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So okay, inert. So it's similar to the lithophone compound. Okay, just Okay, so nausea's the only real side effect. Not to dwarves. So it's specifically for them. No. Okay, no, not. So no real danger to humans, though? Yeah. Okay, sure, yeah. Passes in... how many? 6 to 8. 6 to 8. Okay, gotcha. I'll let them know. Yeah, the maintenance staff, yeah. Yes, yeah, okay. Alright, yeah, we'll start wearing the masks. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, alright. Alright, thanks, man. I'll, tell the medical guys to take it easy. Hopefully we won't be seeing you guys soon. Yeah, have a good night. Take care.